Morning, guys. Good Monday morning. I hope that you all had a good weekend. I am here. I'm a little late today, but I am here now, guys, streaming to you from three different platforms, courtesy a platform called Restream. I hope you all are able to hear me loud and clear, and see me. Hopefully. Uh oh, got a phone call. What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
got a message on your Pennsylvania bar thing.
Yeah, I need those daggone. Uh,
Nope. They denied it.
they denied my application.
Yep.
Why?
Let me get the letter here and I'll tell you what it says. It says performed a preliminary review of your application and determined you do not meet the scholastic qualifications for admission under the rule. The first of the 6 requirements mandates that an applicant have a Juris Doctor degree from a law school that was an accredited law school at the time the applicant matriculated or graduated. And according to the information, you matriculated in 97, graduated in 2000, and the Appalachian School of Law was not accredited by the American Bar Association until June of 2006.
Oh, no, that's not true. That is not true. We were accredited. Well, no, I don't think that's true. I'll have to check and see. That sucks. Damn it.
I mean, how do you get?
Well, I think it was. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, I think it was accredited. I think I was accredited. I'm almost sure it was accredited when I graduated. Let me check into that. And won't you do me a favor? Can you send an email out to send an email out uh, to ASL and ask them when their accreditation was? Because I think they had 2 reviews. I'm almost sure they were accredited when I graduated. I'm almost sure because that was one of the reasons a lot of people left in my second year because they weren't accredited, but they did get their accreditation. Now, whether it was when I graduated, I'm not sure. But if it wasn't when I graduated, it was shortly thereafter. But anyway, it doesn't meet their rule. That sucks. You go figure that.
It says they will retain $150 of your money, I guess.
Bastards. Well, that sucks because so I don't need
all that work.
I know. You'd think they would have. Well, just send an email out to ASL and see because it could be that they've messed up. I'm almost sure we got our accreditation before I graduated. I'm almost sure of that, but I couldn't state, for 100%. So
I will email them, but it also says they'll issue a refund for the remainder of your payment. And they can't refund directly to your credit card, but they've already initiated the process for you to get a check.
Bastards.
So, yeah, that's a lot of work went into that.
Yeah, that sucks. God bless it. Okay. All right. Well, thanks. Just send out a message to Grundy and see when the actual accreditation was.
Okay.
That stinks that they would have a rule like that. Hell, I've been practicing for 25 years in 2 different states.
Yeah. Why? I mean, how do you get in the West Virginia and Kentucky bar if it's not accredited?
I don't, and maybe they didn't have that rule in place. I don't know. I have no idea. Well, anyway,
evidently they've got 6. I wish you'd have went on to say what the 6 requirements are because that's the first one. And I'd hate to go through a bunch of stuff and get it started up again. And
well, just send out an email, and if that's worth fighting, I can contact him. They'll probably, Grundy just send out they'll send me some kind of document or something. Just ask and see, and then we'll move forward. I'll at the same time go try to hunt for a daggone lawyer in Pennsylvania that maybe I can associate with. That's not what I want to do, but that might be what I'm left to do.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
let's just drop back. Hell, it's not the first time I've been told no. So,
All righty.
thanks, Donna.
Well, okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, go figure that. See, I've been trying to get. For those of y'all don't know, thank you very much for showing up. That was my assistant, Donna. Um, and if you're showing up on my YT or my FB, send me a message. Let me know that you're up. We're up and running. I do know I'm getting some feedback from TT. If you are looking in on me from FB, um, send me a comment. If you're on YT, send me a comment. I try to get here on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I try to get here between 7 and 10. What's up, Magnum? Yeah, that really sucks for me because I was really hoping I'd get that license in Pennsylvania. So I am now going to be searching for a lawyer who will associate with me on this case. But the reason I wanted to get my licensure was I did not want to have to get another lawyer involved that's going to get greedy and take most of the money. But I think if I offer them a flat fee, 10,000 bucks or so, that should be good enough. Anyway, I'll try to find a lawyer now, damn it, to do it. God bless it. Oh well, said won't be the first time I've been told no on anything I've done. You just got to keep grinding and finding another way. Uh, that stinks. These some of these bars, buddy, are like, why would you exclude somebody that's in licensed in 2 states, been practicing? I have no disciplinary action, none, zero, no disciplinary actions on my record. And so why would you exclude that person? I can't. I can work in Houston under a certain set of lawyers can work anywhere. I could work pro. They call it pro hoc vice. You can do that anywhere as a lawyer. You just have to pay some extra fees. You have to get another lawyer locally involved. Yeah, I mean I've done that before. I done that in West Virginia or I done that in Kentucky until I got my license in Kentucky. You fill out a You fill out a motion, you pay a fee, and they let you practice. So, Lindy, what's up, NASCAR? Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've settled automobile accidents in 17 different states. That just sucks. Yeah, Jazzman, apparently thank you, Heather. Apparently thank you, closet upgrade. Yeah, Jasmine, they apparently, they're claiming that my law school, when I graduated, they were brand new when I went there. They weren't accredited when I graduated. So I don't think that's true, but I'm going to reach out to the law school and find out. Now, when I enrolled, they were not accredited, but they were soon to get their accreditation. So now they are fully accredited. They've been accredited for many, 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 many years. And apparently, Pennsylvania, under the rule that I was trying to apply for, um, wants the law school to be accredited at the time you graduated. And their claim is my school wasn't accredited until 2007. I don't believe that's correct. I'm absolutely sure that wasn't correct. Yeah, Jasmine, that sucks. Yeah, I've been a lawyer since 2000. Two bars. I don't get it. So I'm going to have to find a lawyer in Pennsylvania. So I'm going to now network my law school. We should sue. I'm going to network the law school and see if they can hook me up with someone in Pennsylvania. They should be able to. That's one of their areas that they recruit from. Yeah, Judge, man. Yeah, probably so. That just sucks for my clients too. I'm trying to save them some money. Yeah, in July, by July there'll only be one minor. Yeah, but that minor is the one that has the more expenses. That's the case. That's the bigger case. Yeah, it's in Virginia, the Appalachian School. Also, if any of y'all know someone in Pennsylvania, if y'all any of y'all have a lawyer, I'd be happy to if you send me a contact. So right now, I'm gonna call our law school. I'll do that right now while we're sitting around piddling. How's that? Donna's gonna call him, but Donna's gonna call him for a different reason. I'm gonna call to find out to try to network. Guys, tap, share, follow. Guys, I hope you're hearing me on YT, the tube, or FB. If you are, give me a shout out. Let me know that we're up and running. Pardon me. That sucks. I was representing. Everybody deserves representation. What's up, Whitty? I'm
party's extension, dial it at any time. To speak with admissions, press 1. To speak with financial for weather updates, press 3. To speak with an operator, press 0. You may press the star key to repeat the menu options. Thank you for calling the Appalachian School of Law. We are sorry we are unable to take your call right now. Please leave a name, number, and message.
I'm not going to do that. God bless it.
Thank you for calling the Appalachian School of Law. The menu items may have changed. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. To speak with admissions, press 1. To speak with financial aid, press 2. For weather updates, press 3. Appalachian School of Law, this is Tanya.
Hi, Tanya. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm a alumni there. Was the first class that graduated in 2000. I need to ask a question. Does Gina Saul still work there?
She does. Yeah, she's here.
I have.
Someone called earlier and was telling me about your situation. I'm trying to send you the call to her. She may have somebody in her office.
Well, it's a different issue. Donna did call, but I have another question, and Gina or you, maybe somebody can help me out.
Okay.
I am in need. I have a case in Pennsylvania, and it's a substantial case. I wanted to know if you all could send me some names. I'm trying to network, try to find someone that graduated from there that is actually licensed in Pennsylvania who would like to coordinate, so that way I can get them involved in this case, and maybe we can all make a little bit of money.
Yeah, hold on just a second. I don't know if you remember Becky England, but
I do.
she could probably give you.
I do remember Becky.
Okay. All right. Hold on just a second. Let me make sure she's over there. Okay.
Thank you.
I won't hang up on you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You have reached the admissions office at the Appalachian School of Law. We are sorry we are unable to take your call right now. Please leave your name, number.
Oh my
and
God.
we will contact you.
She did hang up on me.
Thank you. You have reached the admissions office at the Appalachian School of Law. We are sorry we are unable to take your call right now. Please leave your name, number, and a message, and we will contact you as soon as possible. Thank you. You have reached the admissions office at the Appalachian School of Law. We are sorry we are unable. Hey, Eugene.
Yes.
She is not over there right now. Can I give her? I'll send her an email. I'm not sure where she's at, but I'll send her an email and have her call you if that's okay.
Oh, please. I'm trying to figure out another way to get this done. And if she could call me at her earliest convenience, I would most appreciate it.
Okay. What's the number?
It's 606-262-0449.
Okay, I will let her know, okay?
Thank you very much. How's everything going? How's everything going up there?
It's good. It's good. Seems to be going well.
Well,
getting a lot of applications, so that's good news.
Are they? So we're getting things straightened out from,
I think so.
Well,
yeah.
listen, and tell them over there, and I've tried. I don't know. Gina hasn't called me back. I'm a little sour with Gina. We're good friends. So I don't know what's wrong, but if there's anything I can do, please don't hesitate to holler at me. If you need me to go speak to a group or an organization, I'm happy to do that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, bye. Nice people over there. My friend, we were great friends. Come on, K-Rob. Come on, buddy. No, man, that's music to my ears. I don't mind sending a big check. Actually, I do donate to them already. And that What's up, Alexandra? Yanks for Life, that sounds correct. I knew we got some type of an accreditation, uh, shortly after I graduated. So under the rules, I guess that's correct. So I'm not fighting that battle. I'm going I'm not fighting that battle. I'm actually going to drop back and try to find someone hopefully connected with that school and work with them on this case and give them a cut of my money. I'm trying to avoid increasing the fee on my clients. They're good, solid people. They're poor as hell, and I just don't want to increase their fee. I mean, I know these people really well, and they probably won't say anything about it. I just don't want to do them that way. I would rather, hopefully, I get a lawyer and I can cut them in. No, K Rob. Apparently, the rule is there you go, Alexander. No, okay, Rob. The thing is, apparently, and I didn't read the rule for admission under waiver. I've waived in 2 states already. Or 1 state. I'm sorry. I waived in Kentucky, and they had no rule regarding that you had to be accredited at the time you graduated. Nonetheless, I think that's a. But see, a lot of these bar associations have these protectionist rules. They build themselves a situation to where they make it almost impossible for anybody else to come in and practice law. You see it mostly around the water states like the Carolinas and Florida. I don't think Texas so much. They're not as protectionist, but they make these rules so that way it keeps other lawyers out. And so my fallback plan is to try to find someone, and I would like to have a recent graduate. There you are, Alexandra. Oh, I'm gonna tell you what, the reason why I lost to how new law schools, you have to go to a school. If you go to a school that's unaccredited, which Grundy, the Appalachian School of Law, was unaccredited when I went. But I went up there twice and I looked at the surroundings. I looked at the money that they had put into the facility. It's a beautiful campus. And so when I went up there and looked around, I felt better about it. I went to the library. I talked to several people. They had a definite plan. I talked to the dean. The dean of admissions actually put me in when no one else would have put me in. They were actually looking for people, if I'm honest. They were looking for bodies, and I met minimum requirements. And so I just took a leap of faith. It- yeah, and when in your life, sometimes you have to have faith. Now, that doesn't mean blind faith. That means you research your issues, you look at everything, and then when you make a decision, sometimes you just have to believe that what you're seeing is true. And what I saw when I went up there was a beautiful campus. Infrastructure was there. They had everything in place, everything. People were actually working. It wasn't just scam people. People were actually working. I went to the admissions office. I spoke to the dean of the law school. A couple of professors went to the library. So I'd done my due diligence and I believed that they would get accredited. So when I went there and I finished my second year in let me see. I got there in '97. Um, in '99, a lot of my classmates left because they didn't think they were going to get accredited. They left and went to Regents in Virginia, another Virginia school, fairly new, but they were easy to get into. So a lot of my classmates went there. And for a little while, me and my wife decided that we might go there. We thought about going there very seriously. Um, but I just didn't wanna uproot the kids. I didn't wanna get because of my vision, it takes I mean, I have a hard time getting used to the way things are in a particular environment, and so ultimately, I decided and we decided, my wife and I decided I would just grind it out and stay there in Grundy and hope they got accredited. Well, they did get their provisional accreditation, I guess, in 2001 is what someone says, Google says, and I'll trust that, um, because Pennsylvania's probably done a little better digging than Google. I'm sure the bar exam at Pennsylvania probably dug in and probably called the bar and stuff, so which is fine. Um, so I took a leap of faith, and it has worked out for me. I've been able to do more. I've been able to help more people. I've accomplished most all my goals as an attorney. I've made a lot of money, and it has it has improved the quality of my life and my family's life, and I've been able to employ a lot of people over the course of my years of as a lawyer. I've been able to help a lot of people over the course of my years as an attorney, and, I just those protectionist rules, I wasn't expecting that. But again, to be fair, I didn't read the rule completely. Had I read it, I would have seen it, and I didn't read it, but I just assumed it was like anybody else, and most places don't have that rule. But, I'm gonna get all but $150 back, so I'll just go at a different way, try to find me a lawyer connected with the law school, and, someone that is not so greedy because I like my clients, and I don't wanna have to. I just don't wanna have to make my clients suffer, and I want the case. Let's be honest, I want that case. It's a good case. Um, the Department for the Blind paid a lot of my tuition. I think tuition was about $8,000 a semester. I think. It was expensive, 15, 16 grand for a year. I suspect it's more than that now since they've been accredited. When I went, their price was lower because, they weren't accredited. And most of the people that went in my law school class were wealthy. They were wealthy people. They were already established in a career. Most of them were wealthy. Most. Thank you, Sacramento, California. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying the stream. I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Please tell your friends. Yeah, please, tell your friends, out there in California. I appreciate you looking in, and if you've got a question, guys, I'm an attorney, don't forget, I'm an attorney, and we talk about you, talk about your life and the law, and I'm entertaining. This is basically questions about me, so I'll leave this up on my stream if any of y'all miss it and you really wanna know. Uh, so, uh, it just sucks, dagnabbit, but like I said, I've been told no before with a lot of things, and, it hasn't slowed me down. When I went to law school, there was a lot of people that said, "What are you doing? You're stupid. You're blind. How are you gonna do it? How are you gonna read? How are you gonna do? How you gonna do it?" And, I had a plan, and I had good support, but the Department for the Blind paid for a lot of my stuff. I rode a cab, and if you've ever tried to get a cab in Eastern Kentucky, that's no small feat. There was a small cab company here locally, and, the Department for the Blind paid for my cab fare for 2 weeks, and I begged them to pay it for 2 weeks. I said, "If you pay my fare for 2 weeks, I'm sure that I can find someone that's going to school here, and then I can pay that person." So in 2 weeks, I had made 2 or 3 connections, people that were going here local in this town in Pikeville, and I approached them, and one of them agreed to let me ride with them to Grundy every morning, and I paid them, um, the Department for the Blind paid them now because the cab was very expensive. They didn't wanna do that all semester, but I asked them to give me 2 weeks. I said, "Give me 2 weeks and I'll find somebody." And I did. So the first year I rode with a young lady, and I really like her. Her husband is a retired police officer, so we kinda knew each other. But I paid her every week. We went over there. And after the first year, she just decided law school wasn't for her. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady. Last name was Yawns. Very nice. And her husband loved her husband. Yes, I was blind then. Yes. And we only had one car. My wife, and by that time we were really living on nothing. I quit my job. We were literally begging. And when I tell people I was begging, I was effing begging. I went to churches. I never asked my wife to do it, but I did it. I begged churches for Christmas gifts. We got people to give us food. We went to food pantries. We had food stamps because I had 4 kids at the time, but it was something I wanted to do. I had a plan, I had a mission, and I believed that it would work out. I just had a lot of faith. Again, it wasn't blind faith. It wasn't stupid faith. It was faith bound. It was faith grounded in research and information. So I had faith, and it was rough. It was rough. So the Department for the Blind in Kentucky, big props to them. Big props to them for supporting me. And I had a lot of friends. I had a lady that worked at a convenient store. She gave us food. I'm not sure how she gave it to us, but she gave us food. I didn't ask questions. Um, Christmas, birthdays. My mother and father were poor. They didn't have money. My mother and father gave me $200 a month to help pay my insurance premium so that I could have my medicine. So 200 a month, my mother and father, who God bless them, they probably were only making about $1,500 a month, but they gave me they gave me 2 they gave me $200 a month. My wife's parents, they picked up the slack because they had retirement money. They, my wife's parents had worked their whole life and had reserved and saved. They were very frugal, but they supported us. They paid our kids' tuition for private school. They bought us things that we needed. So I could not have done it without them because my kids would have suffered greatly. Now, I didn't mind my kids suffering a little bit. And what I mean by suffering, they never got new clothes. We went to the clothes they got that were new were because of my in-laws. My mom and dad couldn't afford to buy them clothes. So in-laws and friends and stuff. Mostly we bought Goodwill, Salvation Army, consignment store stuff, and for 3 years it was rough. It was rough. Uh, I honestly don't know how I did it. That's one of those things that when you do something, you look back and you think, I don't know that I could recreate it. I just know I had faith and I kept grinding. Guys, I'm a grinder. I ain't the smartest tool in the shed. Um, I've got diminishing I've got diminishing capabilities now with my vision and my health, but and this is a message I tell to everybody. You should carry as much you you should carry as much water as you can carry. And this is what I tell everyone. If you can only carry 5 pounds, carry 6, carry 1 more pound. Carry as much as you can carry and then some. Go as long as you can go and then go 1 more minute. That's my philosophy. I and particularly I go when everybody else is slow. When everybody else is slow, in my mind, I want to push harder because I can make up ground when people are slower. In law school, people don't study till the end of the semester. I studied all the time. So, and that's 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 my message is yeah, and you learn that if you've been knocked down enough or you've not been born with the gifts or the skills or the environment. I was born into poverty and never had role models that went to school. I was the first one in my generation of family that went to graduate school. The first one that had an advanced college degree. And and you know, You you just have to have but you have to have a plan. You cannot ignore the fact that you've gotta have a plan, and you gotta have certain basic skills, right? Um, I could never be a surgeon no matter how hard I worked. You uh, you have to have skills. You have to have some type of skills, depending on what you try to do. Like, I will never I use this as an example when I go out and speak to groups. I say, "I will never be a brain surgeon. Never, never. Because who wants me to operate on them with my damn vision? Nobody wants it. So I'm never going to be one, no matter how hard I work. And I almost think you're doing a disservice to your kids when you tell them they can be anything they want to be, because that is so not true. That is not true. You should teach your kids the concept of reasonable expectations. Because there are certain things your kids can't do. And when people put their kids out there on Front Street and try to make them do shit they can't do, it's not good for the kid. You should put them in a situation where they're likely to be successful. You have to be smart enough to analyze what their strengths are and what their skills are, and then try to find situations where they can thrive in that particular environment. But to tell a kid they can do anything they want to do is just, I think it's a disservice. It's a disservice. It's a disservice to your kids and a disservice to everybody else you come into contact when you tell them that. I never fell into that trap because I'm living proof of that. There are things that I do know that I will not ever do. I played a lot of basketball, a lot of basketball. And my goal when I was a young guy, up until I was about 32, up until I had my transplant, I wanted to dunk a basketball. Dunk a Now, I was a really good jumper. I've jumped off 2 feet. And at one time when I was young, I could get about that much of my hand over a goal. And if you know anything about basketball, in order to and I've got big hands, so I could palm a ball. That wasn't a problem. But to dunk a basketball, you have to be able to get about that much over the rim. You have to be able to get up enough over the rim where you're compensating for that ball to go over. So the mechanics of it, you have to get up about that high. I could get up about that high. Now that's about a 5 to 6 inch difference. I worked, I worked, I worked my ass off. And the closer I got to dunking a ball, the more I worked. I could dunk a volleyball because volleyball, the circumference isn't as much. I could dunk a volleyball. I could dunk a lot of these little tiny balls, but I could never dunk a basketball. I I developed something called a faux dunk. I could get up over the rim and turn my hand over and grab the goal and kinda do a layup and pull that rim down. I could do that. That's not a dunk. And you don't know. And I love basketball and I loved playing it. I was fairly good at it, for I was fairly good at it, period. Um, you don't know how many times I dreamed about dunking a basketball. That's the best dream. And I've two dreams I dream that give me great pleasure. Every now and then I'll dream about my father. Good dream. Those are all good dreams. But but no, I didn't hear that, Alexandra. The the other dream other than my father is dunking a basketball. I have had that dream about 4 times, and it is so vivid, and it is amazing, the feeling, and I always wake up, and I think, "Shit, I can't dunk a basketball." But the feeling is great because I worked my ass off for many years to do it, and I got so close and never did. Now it's running. I got really close to a sub 16-minute 5K. Never could break a 16-minute barrier. And now I don't think I'll ever break a 30-minute barrier now because my health won't let me. But I work, I grind it, I plan for it. But the reality of it is, I'd probably hurt myself if I tried to run faster than a 30-minute 5K. I'd probably do some damage. But I'm a grinder, man. That you got to have reasonable expectations because there's just certain things, and I think you're telling your kids a you're doing your kids a disservice to tell them they can do anything they want to do. I always say when I'm speaking to kids, you can do anything you want to do within reason, but the first thing you've got to know is what you want to do. You got to understand what you want to do, and then you got to analyze your skill set. N- Oh, really? That sucks. I thought I fixed that, Alexandra. Crapola. Let me let me look and see. What are the numbers, Alexandra? I fixed that the other day, actually. Is anybody in here not a sub that can chat? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, Alexandra, what happens when I'm on this Restream platform? So right now I'm using a third-party platform that allows me to simulcast with YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. And I think when I do that, it suppresses the feed. What's up, Tammy Joe? I think it suppresses the feed. Guys, you gotta share the screen is what we're trying to say to you. Share, 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 tap, tap, tap. Let's get some viewers up. So, thank you, Tammy Joe. Thank you, Alexandra. Yeah, um, this third party platform, when I use it, always gives me lower views. I'm trying to build my YT game and my Facebook, and I'm trying to do it all at the same time. So I understand I don't get as much comments, but if you're not a sub, guys, consider supporting somehow if you can. Tap, share, follow. Look at my links. I've got merchandise. I got a bunch of stuff, guys. Just take a look. Y'all know what to do to support me. And if you really want to be fancy, you can send me a cup of tea. Buy me a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee, but buy me through my app. I've got one of those $ apps. But when I speak to groups, that's kind of what I focus on, whether it's on substance abuse and addiction and education. Education is that's my really big niche. used to go around and speak to educational associations about how to become successful in the classroom. And I have a presentation that says, I've got a workshop that says how to get your ass out of a crack. You all have heard me say that many times. Well, I've got a presentation. Mostly it instructs people or gives people a plan or a framework so that they can become successful whenever they have a jam. And there's a methodology. Um, Substance abuse and addiction is like any other. It's like any other behavioral issue. You got to put yourself in a situation first and foremost where you're not surrounded or tempted. And I say this, and people get offended when I do. If you put Jesus Christ in the den of iniquity, it seems to me that it'd be hard for him to resist temptation. Although I know the Son of God is good at that. But I do that to emphasize point. There is no man, no human man can resist temptation if they're presented with it long enough. They just can't. So that's the first thing. You have to remove yourself and develop yourself an environment to where it no longer exists until you get the skills to say no. Most people, when they're in that phase of substance use, chronic substance use, um, can't say no. They've not ever tried it. They don't have the skills. And depending on how early you start your use, the age of onset is a huge determinative factor on whether or not you're going to be successful at kicking the habit. Age of use, age of onset is huge. Huge. Um, if you have two people, and I say this when I give my presentations, guys, if you have a group or an organization, I would love to share this message. If you have two people and one of them has an age of onset of about 13 and another one has an age of onset of say 27, 28, if you asked me to predict which one of those two people, and if that's the only thing I knew was the age of onset, if that's the only matrix that I had, and you asked me to predict which one was likely to overcome, it would be the person who had the later age of onset. And for the simple fact as the person that has developed an issue later in life has had success in their life mostly. They understand, they've been through, they know how to do things. They've understood, they know how to say no. They're just not good. They've not practiced it in a while. And they know what their how it ought to be picture is. They know how it used to be looked like, how it used to be. They have a memory in their head of how things used to be before substances. Someone that starts early has no idea what that looks like. They have no idea what sobriety looks like because they've never been sober. So that's the big determining factor. If I only know one thing about you and it's your age of onset, I can predict whether or not you're going to be successful at sustained recovery. That's the factor. It's always been the factor, and that's the way it is. That doesn't mean young people can't overcome. They certainly can, but it takes more work because you're telling someone to go bear hunting and maybe they've never seen a bear. How do you go bear hunting if you've never seen a bear? How do you tell someone to get sober if they've never seen what that was? If they've never seen it in their life, if none of their homies, if their mom or dad or their immediate family structure, if none of them are sober, how do you tell that person? They have zero idea what it looks like. They have no idea. So you have to start from ground zero and rebuild that person. It's very hard. You see that. Then you see it with anything, education. if you got a kid that's surrounded by morons and uneducated people and people who are lazy, more than likely that's what that person's going to be. They're going to be lazy. They're not going to be motivated. They see that government check falling out of the sky every month. And they see mommy and daddy still eating, but nobody's working. They see them living in a house and nobody's working. They see them buy stuff, nobody's working. And that's tough. You ingrain that in a kid's mind. It's dangerous. It's sad for that kid. So it's the same thing. When you get a kid that's raised in poverty and everybody else around them is lazy, you got a tough way to show that kid that they can overcome. It's tough. So it's the same principle, no matter if you use that principle for addiction or you use that principle for education, anything. So that's my rant on that, guys. Come on, guys. Questions, questions, questions. Come on, guys. Tap, share, follow. I appreciate it, guys. I am meeting a fella today, a prosecutor. I'm going to try to wrap up and get scheduled for another podcast. He's an archaeologist. I've talked about him before. He's a good fella. There's a lot of study on co-occurring illnesses, mental health issues. It's a factor in the beginning. A lot of times, if you have a mental health issue, a lot of people will a lot of people will try to self-medicate. So anytime you see someone using anytime you did someone punch me in the mouth for running my mouth? No, I don't get punched in the mouth. Sorry. I love it when people troll me. And YouTube is one of the ones where everybody trolls you for some reason. It cracks me up. No, thank you. And come on, man. User, get you a name. You're come on, user. You're better than that. Um, co-occurring mental health issues certainly has an impact on substance use because a lot of people will self-medicate. Um, Because in large part, when they try to self-medicate with an illegal substance, it works and, makes them feel better. So, when you have someone with co-occurring mental health issue, um, you gotta treat both of them. You gotta treat the mental health issue first, and oftentimes, if you treat the mental health issue, that substance abuse issue will go away, and that happens a lot. Give me a second, guys. But I love the comment there, user. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best.
Well, I'm glad he had nothing to do with planning military operations. Listen, I respect the skills, but he doesn't know what he's talking about now, all right, in terms of how we would conduct a military operation. I mean, that's pretty reckless behavior. Put 10,000 troops on the ground so the Iranians can just fire at will on those 10,000. First of all, if you have a secured area, you don't need that many troops to do it, given the fact that we own the airspace, all right? So we're not worried about ground attack. The only thing, if we were on the ground for any length of time, and I'm not suggesting that it certainly is. But if you're going to be on the ground for any length of time, the threat is that on the ground forces, we can handle that. We have
Yeah, no music today. When I get on my when I get on my I did have to pay Nick. Thank you. When I get on my multi-streaming platform, they YouTube don't like music, and so I try to keep it off. But thank you for the comment. Someone wanted to know in the chat, why do most facilities focus on the substance use and not the mental health issue? For the simple fact that when you um, when you if you have a co-occurring mental health issue, then you need to try to find a facility that treats both of them. Most facilities don't have the money or the staff to treat the mental health issues, so they only focus on the issue that they're licensed or certified to do, and that's the substance abuse. So the in large part, the mental health issue goes untreated. I've looked in the mirror, user. Thank you for that. The user in YouTube, she's one of my regulars, or whoever she or he, I don't know who they are, but they have a name like user and asked me. Yeah, I did, Nick. Thank you. They want to know, someone in the chat on the YT wants to know why I posted the video about ugly people, harder to get front jobs, and sometimes, and that's fact. You might not like it, user. I'm gonna speak to you, user. You might not like it. And they asked me if I ever looked in the mirror. I absolutely look in the mirror every time. I'm looking at my picture right now. I'm not the prettiest guy in the world. I get that. But it's true. See, I could never get a front office job because I'm not real pretty. I recognize that. Yeah. So that video was for anybody that wonders. Now, that doesn't mean you can't work. What I just said is that there are certain jobs. So, it's that's a fact. People hire, it depends on the position you're applying for. If you're applying for a front office job or a job where you got to meet the public, you got to look good. You got to look good. You got to be presentable, you got to smell good. All those things I said in my video. Cuz an employer's not going to hire you if that's your job. Now you might be great for that company in another capacity, but that is a fact. I've got a face for radio. Unfortunately, I'm on a streaming device. Uh, I've always said that I have a face perfect for radio, but I have looked in the mirror. I look in the mirror all the time. I used to be a little prettier, but then age and everything. So, user, thank you for the comment. I appreciate it. And someone wants to know. I'm not saying, well, your company may do whatever it is you say they do. Looks is a factor. And if you deny that, you're just being foolish. You're just being foolish. If you are hiring for a front office job or someone that's out in the public all the time, I'm sorry, competence is a factor, but you got to put the whole package. And to me, that's just as important. It's just as important. It's not more important. It's just as important. It's just a different skill set. If you're pretty and you know how to present yourself, that's a skill. Unfortunately, ugly people can't do it. And that's the whole point of the video. It doesn't mean you can't work in the company. It just means you probably ought to try something else, you know, because they do look at it. I don't give a damn what they say. Your company, their user, might just be a little more politically correct about it. They say they'll hire anybody, but they ain't hiring Hager the Horrible to work their front desk. I guarantee you. They're not going to hire someone that's just all jacked up in the face. They're not going to do it. So you might not like it. And that's the same. I think it might be less that way for people that have a weight issue, but again, it depends on the job. You know, if I'm trying to hire a runner, not just a real runner, but in law office practice, you call a runner someone going back and forth to the courthouse filing papers and stuff. You see less of those now because there's a lot of online filing going on. But 20 years ago, there wasn't online filing. Thank you, Tammy Joe. Get it done today. And if you were hiring someone to get up and down and go to the courthouse 5 or 6, 7 times a day, you're probably not going to hire someone that looks like they don't want to walk outside in the heat 4 or 5 times a day. You're probably not going to hire someone that's carrying on a little extra weight. And that's not a bad thing. That's just saying you don't want to put that person in a position where they're going to fail. It ain't about judging saying they're ugly or saying they're heavy. It's about putting them in a situation where they're going to succeed. As an owner of a company, if you're a manager of a company, that's what you want. You want to put your employees in positions where they can succeed. So, and unfortunately, all that stuff counts. It all counts. And anybody that tells you doesn't is living in fantasy land. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. User, you might not like it, but I'm sorry. You know, you've got probably the best company in the world, but I'll guarantee you, when it comes to hiring, they look at that stuff. They all do. I've never met a company that doesn't look at it. They look at your resume. They critique your resume. It's the same thing, their user. If you get a resume across your desk and it's full of misspelled words and they can't put a damn sentence together, you ain't even hiring that person. So what's the difference? What's the difference? Maybe they don't know how to write, but they're great at everything else, but you ain't even going to give them a shot because their resume sucks. It looks bad. It's the same thing. No difference. Now you can make it different, but it's not. I have rejected many resumes just on the way they looked. I never read a line of it. Just look at the resume and you're like, oh my God, this person don't know what they're doing. Just throw it away. Throw it away. I probably threw away resumes from a lot of talented people. But if you ain't smart enough to look and see how to build a resume and send a proper resume out, I don't want you working for me. That shows me that you don't know the basics of working in an industry. So that, it happens all the time. And I'm sure, like I said, I've probably thrown away many qualified people because well, you go ahead and fire them. They're saying it quietly. They'll find another reason not to hire that person. I guarantee you, user. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you what the facts are. You don't have to like it. But it's like gravity. if you fall and bust your hiney, you ain't going to like gravity, but it's a fact. Gravity's a fact. If you're not careful, gravity will hurt you. It's fact. It's a law. It's a fact that people look at that stuff, user, but maybe in your little world, maybe not. I'll guarantee your managers ain't telling you because we all know not to say that. Anybody with any brains knows not to say that. They'll find some other reason not to hire them. And they won't say they're ugly. They'll look at that resume and they'll say, "Oh, it wasn't any good. Their qualifications weren't real good." But really, it's because they were ugly. Seriously. But they'll find another reason. If they're smart, they'll find another reason. Because nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings. Like I said, user, I can never be a brain surgeon just because my vision is bad. I would never go trying to find a job where I had to really, really, really do math because I'm horrible at math. I'd never do hire for a bookkeeping job because I suck at math. There's no difference, user. Now, you can make a difference, user, but there ain't. And I'm telling you, you can fix your looks. You can fix your math problem. You can learn how to build a resume, and you can do stuff with your face if you want to, if it's important enough. So I appreciate the comment, user. I really do. And I'm glad you're just firing everybody. What's up? I am sitting here getting ready to go out here in a minute and have lunch with Tommy.
Carter only got one C.
Really?
Yep.
So he picked it up?
Yeah.
Well, damn good. Well, heck fire. So what else did he get?
A bunch of A's. I think he had 3 B's, 1 C, and the rest A's.
Well, let's brag on him, but not too much because he'd get the damn big head. He needs to power home with this last month.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
holler at me when he comes home.
You gotta write me a list of the HOA stuff.
Is that tonight?
Yeah, 6 o'clock. I'm missing this baseball game for it.
Well, you can do yourself a favor right now. I have forgot that law. Look up Florida's new HOA law. And there's a section on all of that stuff, what you have a right to know, and send it to me. It's just really just copy and paste. Just send it to me. You want to put it in a letter. And if I send you a letter with my email or with my letterhead on it, just send it to them in a letter. They have to take it. You're not saying anything. You just forward them a letter on my letterhead.
I'm going to the meeting.
You're going?
Uh-huh.
Well, just give them a letter. You don't say no blah 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 on your they can always ignore it. Give them a letter. Just send them a letter.
Yeah,
I'll put all that on a letter.
The notice that they sent out, it says in-person meeting only. Owners may speak on agenda items only.
Well, that's fine. They can receive a letter from me.
Yeah, they have call to order, proof of notice, establishment of quorum, approval of prior meeting.
So I'll stick it on my letterhead and see what they say. I'm just going to ask for their stuff. That's it. All right. Love you.
Okay.
Got a crazy HOA. I like pissing around with them. Guys, thank you very much for looking in on me. I appreciate it. I wanted to sit here on my other platforms for a while. Oh, I got some time. Let's see where Tommy wants to eat at. Oh, good.
If anything, my friends, it seems that you eventually need a socialist to clean up the mess.
So I don't have to leave so early. Cool. All right, guys, I'm going to be here for a little bit. What I'm going to do, since I don't have my lunch today, I'll sit here and talk a little bit longer, if that's okay with everybody. At 12 o'clock, I will transition off of my other two platforms, my YouTube and my Facebook, and I'll just be on TikTok, if that's okay. We'll just transition over and see what happens. I'll try a little experiment here in a minute. Thank you, guys. Let's tap, share, follow your questions. Any questions you have, I'm open to answer. I have a lot of experience on a lot of different things. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a former school teacher. I've started many businesses. I'm a grant writer. I have written over $20 million worth of grants. $20 million. It's a lot. I've helped a lot of people start businesses, expand businesses. I've started several businesses myself. I've folded up businesses myself. Just shake my head no if I can't. Hannah Banana, what are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? I don't know what you're talking about, Hannah Banana. Um, so I've done a lot of stuff. Former prosecutor. Now I do criminal defense work and automobile accidents. I'm also working with the Mark Lanier Law Firm. Happy to be associated with them. We are looking for individuals that's been injured because of asbestos exposure, exposure to silicosis, that's rock dust. We're looking for individuals that maybe been diagnosed with mesothelioma. If you've worked in the construction industry, more than likely you've inhaled a lot of dust and maybe even asbestos. If you've worked in the automobile industry, probably some asbestos exposure. We would love to help you. Take a look at his page. You're going to see what he's been able to do for people. And this is a new thing that they've embarked on is social media issues. And I know some of my regulars here on my TT have a different thought than I do on it. But, a lot of these social media platforms develop their platforms with the intent of getting younger people engaged and addicted. That's true. So if you have someone in your world that's under the age of 25 and they've been treated for a mental health issue and they have logged significant hours on any social media platform, and if they've been treated, you have to have a track history of treatment. Um, Give me a holler. Under the age of 25, history of treatment, diagnosis, and social media exposure. Send me an email. Send me an email if you've had a car wreck. I get 20%, 20% when I settle your case. That's it. So someone in the chat sent me, hopefully you sent it in an email, someone's name, licensed in Pennsylvania from Grundy. I don't know if that was Jazzman. All right, guys. Cool beans. Yeah, Chaz, man. All cleaned up, nowhere to go. That's all right. I'm sitting right here. I'm going to transition to my TT platform here in a minute and sign off on the other two. Guys, thank you. If you're looking in on me from YT or FB, give me a shout out. I know I know YT is working because we've got someone here watching, and hopefully they've not turned away. Although user has been on here a lot, and always trying to bust my balls on just every little thing. I'm happy though they're watching. I really am. I'm really happy they're watching. Love it. How I just don't understand. I'm just hearing in the news that the mayor of New York City is proposing a community run free grocery store. The very first one in Manhattan is going to cost $30 million. $30 million. And his budget is 70 million. And his plan is to put a free grocery store into every borough. The math ain't mathing for me. I don't know how you're going to do that. I don't know how the citizens or the residents of that city can tolerate giving all of their money away to those types of projects. I don't get it. I don't know how it's going to work. A free community run free grocery store. Maybe I don't know the whole plan, but it doesn't sound like it's going to work. How about just increasing the number of food stamps locally? How about the mayor just put all that money into another system to where people can purchase, or you give out some kind of credit for people that need it? How about that? And then just let them use those credits somewhere else. It's going to be laughable. Those kind of projects are inherently laughable. Can you imagine? You have a grocery store stocked and you tell everybody, come on in, it's free. I don't understand. Maybe I'm too simple. Somebody tell me where I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too simple. I don't understand. Yeah. Yeah, food bank is perfect, but the mayor there in that city in New York, I don't know what it is. He's got an ideology that I guess he believes if you take enough money from the people who are producing, then that will fix the matter. They've got food banks in New York City. I know they do. I don't understand it. Just give more money to the food banks and let them buy more food. I don't get it. But he's hell bent on having a community-based free grocery store. Let's see how it works out. It has failed in every other town that's tried it. And he ain't the first person to try it. I mean, it's not sustainable. I don't think you have enough money to make something like that work. I wonder what the criteria is going to be. I wonder if you'll have to show an identification card to get in. Wouldn't that be funny that you have to show some type of ID to get in? That would be hilarious. Yeah, I don't understand. But see, math is not my strong suit, so I'm thinking the math for me, the math ain't mathing for me, so we'll see. Doesn't matter what political stripe he is, it just I don't see how that works. It sounds good. It sounds free. Hell, I want free stuff. Daggone it. I'd love to have free stuff. So now, let's see. Someone may have sent me an email. Let's look and see. It's chilly back here in this office. Chilly. No, nothing's free, Megan. That is true. Nothing is free. It's an illusion. If it's free, if someone tells you they got something free for you, you better grab your wallet. Grab your wallet, grab your purse, because it's not free. Where are my glasses? Yeah, the food pantry. I mean, there's a lot of food pantries in that city. You just know they are. I mean, there's already structure in place in that city to feed the poor. And I don't know why he just don't use those structures. But everybody got to have their stamp, right? Everybody's got to have their stamp, so that way they can have a legacy. Everybody wants a legacy, and I guess his is a store. Everybody wants a legacy. And the problem with a true ideology, if it's not grounded in some type of basic facts and principles, the ideology never dies. You can't give it enough money. An ideology just doesn't go away. It's very hard to make an ideology go away. And money generally, you just got to keep pouring money into this ideology because they won't admit once you once you once you have a solid ideology. There you go, K Rob. Uh an ideology dies hard. People aren't willing to get rid of that ideology in their head because it's part of them. An ideology is part of you. And if someone tells you you're wrong, then you feel that that's a personal attack on you. That's a problem with an ideology. people always internalize it and they believe it's an attack on them. And so that's why they die hard. They will never back away from an ideology. You see it all the time. And it happens no matter what political stripe you are. If you are ingrained in an ideology, you got a problem. You're not going to turn loose of it. It's hard to back away from it because you feel offended when people challenge you. You feel offended instead of looking at it rationally. If you have not become part of that ideology, when someone presents you with a set of facts and probably tries to enlighten you and explain to you why that might not work, instead of really looking at it and stepping back and saying, maybe there's something to that. But if it becomes part of you and who you are, you're going to push back against it because that's your existence. You're going to do everything you can do to keep it alive. Backing away from it and changing your mind is not going to be one of those things you're going to do easily. And you see it time and time again. I'm starting to get these crappy CLE notifications again. Continuing legal education, every lawyer, any kind of professional has usually continuing education credits that they have to do. Oh my God. I'm really bummed out about my Pennsylvania law license. I got to tell you, got to be truthful. I am bummed out. It sucks. So someone had sent me some kind of message, but I don't see it. Yeah, Anthony. Apparently my law school was only provisionally accredited when I graduated, which doesn't have any impact on me now, except that Pennsylvania has a weird rule apparently that my law school would have had to have been fully accredited when I graduated, and that sucks. So I did all that, paid all that money. Now they're going to refund me everything, I think, but $150. But I have to now find someone. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But if you understand the way they work, yeah, a lot of these bars they're territorial. They fix their rules to where almost nobody can get in unless you want to take that test. And I ain't willing to take a test. My vision's not good. I'd have to really, really drop everything else to study, and I ain't about ready to take a test again. So I'm going to try to find someone in Pennsylvania from Grundy that graduated from Grundy, and see if I can have a few chat with a couple lawyers and see if I can get somebody to help me, which is not my preferred method, but I'll do it. I've got a month or two to do that, and I think I can find somebody if I get enough names. No one got in trouble, Megan. I have a really good automobile accident. It's very good, worth a lot of money, and I only charge 20%. And these clients are very nice. I like them. They're on the lower end of the income scale, and I would hate to get another lawyer involved and have to increase the amount of my fee, which I'm not going to do. So I'll have to give some of it away to get me a local lawyer now, it looks like.
It's easy to install and removes harsh contaminants with better skin and hair guarantee for your money back. S-Skin boosts water pressure up to 2.5 times, and 92% of people say their skin and hair improve. And make the switch.
Yeah.
Filtered shower head in the world today.
So that sucks.
Watch this. Watch this. Zepbound is the first and only prescription medicine for moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA, in adults with obesity.
That sucks. So I've been waiting on someone from the law school to call back. They haven't done that yet.
Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take it allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had MTC or MEN2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. If you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about Zepbound, a game-changing treatment for OSA. Zepbound. Watch this. Watch this.
Hi, folks. I'd like to tell you about YRefi. Did you know that as an accredited investor, when you invest in YRefi, your interest rate is fixed? And did you know you can invest from 1 to 5 years, and you can spread your investment over those terms to best suit your needs? And you have the freedom to take your monthly interest as income.
What's up, knucklehead?
You got a cookie?
You got a cookie?
No raisin.
Cookie. Nom 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 nom.
A cookie and blippy.
I love the cookie. Cookie.
A Mickey.
I love the cookie. Nom
Got
nom nom
Carter's
nom.
bat he wanted.
Huh?
Got Carter's bat he wanted.
Why?
Well, I owed him a trip to Universal, so I got him the bat instead. It's a Rawlings icon.
Oh boy.
The chosen one.
Oh boy. What'd it cost you?
$180.
Holy shit.
That's cheaper than a trip to
Is it
Universal.
the right length and the right size?
That's a drop can 30-inch.
30-inch doesn't seem like it's long enough.
Yeah, that's the longest. 32 is the longest you can get in a baseball bat.
Yeah, why don't you
Most-
just get him a
most kids
32?
Most kids are 27. Because I watched a video and it said the way you pick them is you're supposed to stand, and then the top of the bat's supposed to be able to stand in your palm. Like you're supposed to be able to grab the bat standing straight up with your palm. Like when you hold your arm out, when you extend your arm out, the bat's supposed to be able to fit in your palm.
I ain't never heard that way.
Yeah, I watched it. Watched the YouTube.
Well, you did a good job.
I did. I studied. Didn't want to waste my money. And it's got a 1-year warranty. Whatever that means.
Where'd you buy it from?
Academy.
Oh, okay.
I got it delivered.
I never heard that. Anthony's in the chat. I never heard that, Anthony.
I'm right. I watched it.
Yeah.
Educated.
Yeah, well,
Powerful thing, that
'cause
YouTube.
because he's going to be getting taller and you'll want him to use it for another year or two.
Yeah, they said he'll be able to use that until he gets to high school.
Really?
That's the longest one they made. I think 31 was long.
I would have probably got a little longer, 31-inch.
Well, the one that was 28.
Oh, everybody's telling me a 32 is too long.
Yeah, ours only 10.
God, that's so. You choke up on the bat, guys. Come on, you ever hear anybody choking up on a bat? Come
Well,
on.
He was batting with a 28, so I figured a 30.
Oh, okay. 30 will be better than
Yeah, be
28.
able to grow into it and use it longer.
Yeah, you choke up on a bat, guys. What's wrong with that?
It's the bat of 2026.
Yeah, that's true. You do sacrifice a little power. That's true. But Carter needs to learn how to contact hit at this point.
Cleats.
Huh?
It matches his cleats.
Oh, it matches his cleats now. It's got to match the cleats.
Okay.
Oh, I'm glad it matches the cleats.
Well, let's show it to you. I didn't open the wrapping,
I'm glad it matches the cleats.
so I kept the wrapping.
That makes it even better for me now that I know that it matches his cleat. I'm happy it matches his cleats, so we're good to go. That's pretty, and the bat's pretty too. Pretty.
Show your TikTok.
I'm on this other platform. I think
Okay.
they get mad. That's pretty.
Says the chosen one.
Now, the next time he taps the end of the barrel of that bat on the home plate, you need to smack him in the back of the head.
Yeah, I told EJ he's gonna take care of this one.
Yeah, that don't need to be whacked around.
It's nice.
You don't throw it down, you treat it right.
He didn't make his bed this morning, so I'm gonna put it under his cover and tell him to make his bed.
Oh, well, he fixed it. Tell him to fix that damn sheet.
That's right. I'm gonna make him make his bed, and then he'll find it.
I mean, every morning. You get
Thank
up
you.
you get up in the morning, you make your bed.
Okay, come on. Uh-oh. You okay? You okay? Come on.
All
I love
right.
you.
All right, baby, love you.
Love.
Yeah. But it matches. Yeah, it matches though, it matches his shoes. I'm happy that matches his shoes. Oh my God. Arg, in my day, of course, I played with wooden bats in Little League. We had wooden bats. And I never had my own bat. I had to use the bats that they had in the clubhouse or in the dugout. And you seen these little boys, man, when I was young, we would hit rocks with bats. You want to see a way to destroy a wooden bat, you get a bunch of little kids out on a field and they get to hit rocks. Oh my God, it'll chew up a bat quicker than anything. But we used to do it. We used to do it. No, you make that bed every morning, buddy. Every morning you make a bed. Every morning. I'm old school that way.
We were a net importer, meaning we use more than we produce in crude oil by 2.2 million barrels a day. That actually comes from Canada. That is
Come on, Justin. Cut it out. I cut it out. It's mentally healthy. I'm sorry. You get up in the damn morning, you make your bed. Sorry. That's foolishness. That health expert is probably lazy ass.
it is definitely a good sign. But there's also one other thing to add in terms of, and this was something that over the weekend when that very map was reposted by someone called Roy Johnston that President Trump also reposted. The problem is the ton mile
What are they doing?
to the U.S. versus the Persian Gulf. Ton mile is essentially the standard measure of shipping demand. You have to multiply the volume of cargo. Ton miles, it's not just export volumes. When you're looking at shipping, you can realistically displace Persian Gulf supply. And
Is that coming
it's the
first?
physics of distance that create a bottleneck in the actual. You basically need more
We'll try to
ships
make it to Canada since it's our first one.
in totality. All
First thing in the morning, buddy, it develops discipline. Thank you, K Rob. It is true. It is true, true, true. Someone that gets up and makes their bed before they leave the house, you get a you you have immediately a sense of accomplishment, believe it or not. I know it sounds like a small thing, but if you start your day by making your bed, you're going to feel better the rest of the day. You just are. You leave that room, you leave that room, and then when you go, but the thing about it is when you go back to that room to lay down, you mentally, you just feel depressed when you walk into a room and it's all jacked up. You should have some order. It it just makes you feel better. Yeah. I say it all the time. Make your damn bed. Now, I never read the book, but if you go into any treatment facility, um, that's the first thing they tell you. You're gonna make your bed in the morning. You're gonna you're gonna start you're gonna you're gonna start your day with an accomplishment, with some kind of success. Any treatment program will do that. You get up in the morning, you make that bed. You make the bed, you brush your teeth, comb your hair. You gotta be presentable every morning.
So she looked at our buggy and we were pushing that buggy around and I said, I felt like everybody else past five was attending.
Yeah, my wife is in there talking, Anna's boyfriend, Chris. We went to that Jungle Gym store. It's huge. It is huge. I mean, it's probably the largest grocery store I've ever been in. Apparently, it's some type of international grocery store, and you can buy anything international. And like, it's huge. It is just massive. Anyway, he buys something called kimchi. I've never heard of it. Don't know what it is. Apparently, he tells me it is fermented cabbage. Now, if you want to, cabbage has a pungent odor anyway. If you've ever cooked cabbage, you know that it has just a pungent odor. It smells, this kimchi is fermented. It literally smells like 100 people got in an elevator and shit all over themselves. That's what it smells like. It's horrible. I don't care if it's good for me. I ain't eating it. So me and Marianne was carrying this thing around, this kimchi in the buggy. And I didn't know that it gave off that odor. He just dropped it in our buggy and they went somewhere else and we were walking around the store and every now and then I get this whiff of something that looked like 10,000 people had farted. And I I told Marianne, I said, "Holy shit." I said, "What is that?" She said, "It's this kimchi." I said, "You know what? What's up, Beverly? Thank you." I said, "This smells like something dead." Because we were walking around this carousel that had a bunch of products on it. I said, "It smells like something's underneath this carousel." She said, "No, it's this kimchi." I said, "Oh my God." So we must have, everybody we passed must have thought me or Marianne one shit on herself. I don't know how you eat it. I honestly couldn't get that past my nose. And there are certain foods I won't eat because they stink, like peach cobbler, for example. I don't think there's any more pungent odor except for the kimchi. The second most pungent odor is our stewed peaches or heated up peaches in a cobbler. That's the most pungent odor. Thank you very much for showing up. Uh, collard greens I don't find them so bad, but hot peas, warm peaches, I can't eat a cobbler because it stinks. It smells like old socks, you know? Chitlins. I can't get within 100 feet of chitlins. I don't know who I don't know how you can eat them. The odor is horrendous. So I don't know. I had a buddy whose mother fixed chitlins and pickled pig's feet. She loved pickles pig feet. And you couldn't get within 20 feet of the door. You couldn't get within 20 feet of the door. And when we would walk, we were buddies and we walked everywhere. His house was about half a mile from mine. So when we walked to his house, he would tell me, "Now be careful." That's backwoods KY. Yeah. He would say to me, "Now be," he said, "You, my mama has chitlins cooking." Said, it don't smell good." He knew it. He knew everybody knew it was offensive. And you damn right, boy, you walk in that house, you gotta do a lot of mouth breathing. A lot of mouth breathing going on in that house. Ugh, no. And when she had Pickle's pig feet, no one had air conditioning when I was growing up. So she had an old box fan that she set behind her. She set this box fan behind her to where it would blow air on her back. And she would sit there with those pickled pig's feet. And it was like the most rancid smell ever. And she would just eat those things. And, you know, I just don't know how anybody eats that stuff. But where I'm from, a lot of old timers eat those pig's feet. And I just couldn't do it. Chitlins and pig's feet. And it just stank. My mother would fix uh, tuna patties, salmon patties. And when she had, particularly salmon patties smell bad. It smelled up the whole house. When she had salmon patties, I couldn't eat them because of stink. I couldn't get in the house. My mother hated fixing them, but my daddy liked them. So when he asked mommy to fix the salmon patties, she would get aggravated. And some of the biggest fights one of the largest fights they had when I was little was over salmon patties. My mother commenced to calling them stink patties. Now, you know how that went over with my dad because all the kids was calling them stink patties. We thought it was funny. So I think he took great offense that we were throwing shade on some of his food. He did not like it. And he got very angry at my mother. Very angry. Now they didn't come to blows or nothing, but God almighty, the cussing that went on over those stink patties. My mommy said, and it's true, it gets in when you eat something nasty in your house, it gets all in your curtains. It gets on your couch and your chairs and you can't get the odor out for days. Oh, it's horrible. So she hated the stink patties. And when we started calling them stink patties, he got angry. I have grown to like stink patties, but only if I eat them at a restaurant and only if the patties are really thin. They got to be really crispy and I can eat them. So, stink patties, not for me. Tuna, not generally for me, unless I have a lot of mayonnaise on it. A lot of mayonnaise, pickles, and Yeah. Tuna, if it's got a lot of mayonnaise in it, I'm gonna eat it. Tuna salad, mayonnaise, eggs, pickles. I gotta have a lot of stuff to cover up the taste because I just don't think it tastes very good. Everybody says, "Oh, but it's good for you." Yes, Cassie. No, Alexandra, the lady never called me back. I'm gonna call them back in a minute. Uh, someone Now I like crab cakes, yeah, but it's got a lot of stuff in them, right? It's got a lot of breading and a lot of other spices and stuff. Yeah, I eat crab cakes, but again, they have to be really thin. I like them thin and crispy, but they gotta be thin and crispy. I don't like them fat because sometimes if they get really fat, then I don't feel like they're done on the inside, and y'all know what happens if you eat fish and ain't cooked right. I like most of my fish. If I eat fish, I like it deep fried. I don't like it grilled, just because I don't like grilled stuff. I don't even like grilled chicken. I'll eat it, but I don't really like it grilled. I like it fried. All right, guys. Oh, shoot. It's 12:18, fellas. I'm going to get off of this other platform. I'm going to power up. I'm going to fire up my other platform here. Let's try something here. Let's see what happens. I'm trying an experiment here. Let's see. So, guys, if you're hanging out on my YouTube or my Facebook, I thank you very much. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try this and see what it does. I don't really know what it's going to do, but we're going to try an experiment. Let's do this and see. Uh, see what it does. Let's see what it does. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I think I am, hopefully, I'm off of that platform. Let's look and see. I think so. I think it took me off. Thank you, guys. Let me know if TT is working. Um, if the YT is working, guys. If you are watching me from FB or YT, let's see what it says. Someone say hey. Someone say hey. Boom, 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 boom. There it goes. It should work right up, guys. Somebody let me know if it's still operating. Tap, share, follow, fellas. Oh no, it cut right out, didn't it? Thank you, Magnum. What's up, Wendy? It's working. Thank you, Jasmine. Yeah, I'm still on the other platforms. So yeah, it is Jasmine. I have been on TV a few times. Yep. Yep. So someone let me know if you're still on FB or if you're on YT. Let me know if I'm still coming across. I wanted to see if this worked. I did a little experiment. I'm on this one and this one. I'm on two different devices at the same time. So You all, the problem with, TT, you can't see the comments. Yeah, Alexander, see if it's still working. I just wanted to see if it is. If when I switched over to my iPad, so I've got 2 devices here. Just see, just give me a sound check and let me know. Because the last message I have is from Beverly. Beverly on Facebook. Haven't heard from her. What's up, Marianne? Oh, thank you, Renee. Appreciate it for the mic check. Thank you. S- Oh, thank you guys. Got another one. Thank you very much on YouTube. I got you there. Mayfield. Thank you very much, Mayfield. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So when I have my different devices on, you both can't see each other's comments. Yeah, I got bad news on the PA bar, Marianne, damn it. Apparently Oh, Alexandria, I forgot your name. You got a different name on what is it? Okay, Mayfield. Is that a maiden name? A Mayfield? Thank you, Alexandra. I forgot. I'll have to remember that. Uh, is that a maiden name? Or is that just a name you created? Thank you, Just Mike. Thank you very much. Yeah, I just wanted to see, so it does work. So I now have 2 different devices. All of the streams are coming through my earphones. The next thing I'm probably gonna try is to see if I can get these streams to come through. I think I can get them on my iPad. Okay. Yeah. I got a long story. One of these days, you'll have to tell us all what that long story is. All right, guys, I'm going to leave on those 2 platforms, YTFB. I'm going to skedaddle. I might go in there and fix me some lunch. I don't know what we've got to fix. I'm hungry. I did not drink my protein shake. I still might do that. It's 40 grams. I might do that, but I'd like to have something for lunch. I don't think we've got any chicken. I could fix some eggs. How about we fix an egg sandwich, guys? Egg sandwich with some olives in it. I know Marion don't like my eggs the way I fix them. So, what do you think? Eggs this morning? Fix me a few eggs. What do you think? Since I'm not, we don't have any eggs? Or no, you don't want them with olives in them? Or do you want me to fix you separate eggs? I don't care. I had about 2 tablespoons of peanut butter on some raisin bread. So I'm thinking I might do me some eggs and still drink my milk. That'll give me about then I'll have about my 60 grams of, protein. And then my calorie intake will be low. I'm trying to keep my calorie intake low today. What time? Is this I did the, the one I can't remember. I'll look at it. I'll show you what it is. It's really tasty. K-Rob recommended it and some other people in the chat. It's 42 grams of protein, core power. It's very good. It tastes like, Nestle's Quick. Like if you've ever had the Quick, the chocolate Quick, very good. Very good. What time do we pick up Addison? 3 o'clock? I don't have to worry about sugar. No, I don't limit my sugar intake. I don't have sugar. I don't have diabetes. I don't have any of those issues. Yeah, I'm gonna try that sparkling protein water when I'm able to run outside. I'm gonna use that for an outside running drink. In fact, I don't think I drank all of my Zip Fizz. So, um, let's move to the kitchen, fellas. I am going to sign off on my yeah, that core power is very good. So guys, listen, on your YT and FB, thank you for showing up this morning. I don't think there's many on here, but let's get it going, guys. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Tell your friends. I'd really like just to be on YT and FB and grow those audiences. So let's do that. I appreciate it. I'm going to do an experiment and just try it instead of multi-streaming. Just go straight on with YouTube. Facebook, I don't do much with anymore. So I just might just stick to YT and TT. So anyway, guys, thank you. I'm going to try some different things with both these platforms because these are the ones that I'm trying to develop. I'm trying to develop my YouTube. So I'm going to try it and see what it looks like without my restreaming uh, device. So, guys, I'm going to sign off. If life and law collide in your world, I'm going to hang on, TT. Y'all don't go nowhere. If life and law collide in your world and you really not sure what to do, you can always give me a holler and you can book a call. Check out that link. Thank you, guys. Until Wednesday, I will see you